Firstly, what is classification and filing system? A file classification system is a tool for categorizing, titling, retrieving, and gaining access to files. It is displayed as hierarchical structure of categorization levels and based on the organization operations that create records in specific organizational, business, and environmental. Files classification is organized by three headings, which is primary heading, secondary heading, and tertiary heading. The objective of classification and filing system is to guide as an evidence, collect the documents, provide information, to give quick access, and to preserve the document. The importance of filing system is to keep document in safe manner. It is crucial that an organization store its keys paper in secure location for its safety. Secondly, to improve efficiency. Having a file system in which papers are organized based in name, a date, or something else resulting in the efficient file retrieving. Filing system will form a uniformity of organization that ensure everybody are on the same page. No one will left out. The idea of good communication will bring a significant effect to the organization. It is also important to have filing system to have a better control. A proper filing system facilitates the control process. Next is the impact of improper classification and filing system to organization. Poor records management causes difficulties with effect that can be quite severe. Firstly, poor decision making. Without a necessary documentation, an organization runs the danger of making irrational decisions that results in losses, corruption, and mismanagement. Secondly, duplication of data. Heavy duplication may cause slow in progress. Lastly, business inefficiency. Important files and papers are misplaced might result in waste of time and money spent searching for them. There is a few current issues regarding classification and filing system. Firstly, is complex system administration. Administration of the old traditional file-based system gets increasingly complicated as the number of files rises. Secondly, insufficient and limitation of data sharing. A file-based system also suffers from lack of security and restricted data exchange. Lastly, lengthy development times. The simplest data retrieval tasks need complex programming, which cause longer period will be taken.
So, here is Maritime Malaysian Enforcement Agency background history. So, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency was established after a study conducted by the government of Malaysia in April 1999. The result of the study showed that maritime-related enforcement was not very effective because there were too many agencies involved. This results in overlap in terms of functions and areas of responsibility, as well as an uneconomical use of resources. Maritime Malaysia was established with the establishment of a nucleus team, which is tasked to carry out all the necessary efforts to create this agency. The vision of this agency is to be among the best maritime law enforcement agencies in the world. And the mission is to enforce laws, saving lives and properties at sea in order to ensure the safety and security of Malaysian maritime zone. There is four objectives in this agency, which is first is to determine the safe and secure Malaysian maritime zone for consumers. And the second one, to reduce the loss of life and property at sea based on set standards. Number 3, to establish effective regional search and rescue cooperation. And the last one, to creating a conducive environment to enable the maritime community to work with the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency. As you can see, this is the organizational chart of Maritime Malaysia Enforcement Agency. There is 11 functions in this agency, which is first, to enforce law and order under any federal law. Next is to perform maritime search and rescue. Third, to prevent any offences in the Malaysian maritime zone. Number 4, to lend assistance in any criminal matters on a request by a foreign country as provided under the Mutual Assistance in Criminal Matters Act 2002. Number 5 is to carry out coastal and air surveillance. 6, to prepare a platform for service and support for relevant agencies. 7, to establish and manage maritime institutions for training. 8, to perform any obligation to ensure maritime safety and security or do all matters incidental to it. 9, to control and prevention of ocean pollution. 10, to prevent piracy and illicit trafficking of narcotic drugs on the high seas. And the last one, to place it under the control of the Malaysian Armed Force during a period of special crisis, emergency or war. For now, there are 3 activities carried out by the Malaysian Maritime Agency that are recorded on the official Malaysian Maritime website, which is first about Interpol Litmus project. So, the project is a training law enforcement cooperation operation aimed to enhance the capabilities and skills of the authorities in taking initial action cases and identifying, investigating, and prosecuting wrongdoing use of chemical agents. The second activity held by this agency is to visit civil defense officials in Maritime District Klang. The visit gave a briefing on the functions and responsibilities of the agency, in particular for the water sector and the Maritime District of Klang. And the last one is about courtesy Perak, directed to the M3 Lumut. The director of Malaysia Civil Defence Department of the Perak State paid a courtesy call to Maritime District Lumut for discussions concerning cooperation in the coordination of operations during disaster in the state of Perak.
Next slide is Manual of Classification and Filling System developed by the public agency. This agency discussed the key characteristics of record system and give a framework of their implementation utilizing a classification and filling system by manually. Maritime Malaysia Enforcement Agency MME classify their files into 2 categories, which are housekeeping and functional files. The housekeeping files contain all those records and documents related to the administrative matter and common files that exist in an agency. Meanwhile, the functional files contain records and documents related with the basic function and activity of the maritime. The serial number for housekeeping file is from 100 to 500, while functional file, the serial number starts from 600 to 900. In terms of the filling system, they are using hierarchical classification system. A well-designed hierarchical system permits the easy transfer of files to another record office in the event of reorganization of function and activity. Next, the coding system that MMEA uses is alphanumeric system. It can be used in combination with alphabetical codes or letters. The latter represent the series level of file organization. Lastly, for retrieval process, MMEA retrieve their record manually based on the file registration book. It defines the procedure for managing the records after they have been transferred from the record office to the record center. Furthermore, MMEA also keeps record using Excel sheet. In fact, the usage of an Excel sheet can assist MMEA in keeping record as a backup in the eventuality that the record file saved manually based on the file registration book is lost or encounters any unavailable complication.
Next, I will move on with the sample of filing system applied by the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency. As you know, function, activity, sub-activity, and transaction are the features that characterize a file, often known as files. For task transaction, we classify 3 functions, 2 activities for each function, 1 sub-activity for each activity, and 1 transaction for each sub-activity. Function for housekeeping file is asset management, financial management, and human resource. While for functional files is administrations, land management, building and infrastructure, and coding, maritime security and peace.
Next, for task 2, we make a table with functional, activity, sub-activity, transaction, and description according to the type of filing system. In conclusion, the Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency use a well-organized filing method and an effective computerized system are essential components of successful agency operations. That's all from us. Thank you for watching.